Yeah, that's right, Jody. I am a Chicago guy. Although it's remarkable to be in Chicago in March at 60 degrees. And it's just, I don't remember this when I was in medical school or in training or growing up. And the Berlins will attest to the fact that this is an unusual event. First of all, I want to thank all of our nonprofit partners, the fellows, the alums of Project 55, and especially the Chicago Area Committee for making this event possible. When I arrived tonight, Rebecca said you have 3 minutes in which to speak, and then she said the governor won't arrive, so now I figure at least I have 20 minutes. I'd like to recognize a couple of folks who are here from Project 55. Kathleen Riley, who's in the first row. Kathleen, please stand up. Kathleen is our current executive director, is in her second year at the helm. Kathleen is the one who keeps us all intact and who tells us what we're doing and what we're not doing correctly on a day-to-day basis. Secondly, I'd like to introduce Kenley Webster from the class of 55, the great class of 55. Kenley is chairman of the board of Project 55 and has the institutional memory and the ability to help us all also continue and sustain the mission. Thirdly, I'd like to introduce Jim Gregoire from the class of 69. Jim was the president of Project 55 when I was on the board and asked me to take over this job 2 years ago, and he's here to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. As our organization enters the next 20 years, we're going to need your continued partnership and also your support. You will soon be receiving, probably within the next 10 days, an invitation, as Jody said, to our 20th anniversary gala, which will be May 27th in Princeton. It is the Thursday night of reunions. The keynote speaker at this gala will be Cory Booker, who many of you know is the current mayor of Newark, and who is really living proof of the type of experiential development that we are sustaining through Project 55. The theme of our gala that evening will be both to celebrate the past, but also to be poised for the future. We hope that you can attend, but if you're unable to attend the gala this evening, if you wish, we would like to make a donation in terms of an alumni or a mentor, and that would be acceptable. We have envelopes tonight. You can speak with Kathleen Riley or someone from the Chicago Area Committee. 20 years ago, it was a group of extraordinary visionary individuals who put their shoulders to the wheel and who developed this wonderful organization. These gentlemen from the class of 55 have remained really critical to sustaining and developing the program. As you look around this evening, however, you can see that Project 55 has been continued and sustained by alumni of all ages. We now have more than 35 Princeton classes which are involved as individuals who are mentors or who have been volunteers or who are fellows. And this really gives us hope and really the ability to understand that the mission that these gentlemen launched 20 years ago will be sustained into the future. To reflect this impressive change of Project 55, we are considering initiating 2 new programs within the next year or so. One program which will be focused on developing and supporting civic leadership among our fellowship alumni who graduate from the program and who wish to continue on in the nonprofit world. More than 30% of our current fellows sustain and stay on for a second or a third year. The second program, which is much more ambitious, is geared to inspiring alumni of Princeton University considering a mid-career change. That would be the individuals who are either retiring or beginning to consider switching sectors. And we hope that we can become, if you will, the PIP program to both encourage and to engage them in the nonprofit world to continue the mission that the gentleman from Project 55 began 20 years ago. We continue to reach out to our fellowship alumni, many of whom are in this room tonight, who will help us to lead and sustain the organization in the future. reflecting all that I have spoken about in the last 3 or 4 minutes, maybe a half hour according to Rebecca, the Board of Directors of Project 55 will launch a new umbrella name for our organization later this year. We will, however, sustain the Princeton Project 55 name as our fellowship program, which is the flagship program that is still sustained. Stay tuned in the future for the new name. We're all in this room part of a very robust and growing organization, and we thank those who are here in the room, John Fish and others, who put their visions together and who have encouraged all of us as we grow and sustain to keep this organization as it is and to grow it into the next 20 years. Thank you for your attention and your attendance.